Yeah. Yeah.
From your perspective, being the number one fear strategist in the United Kingdom, is all fear worth addressing, or have you had cases where someone was worse off after dealing with their fear and overcoming it?
Got it. So I would see that as kind of two questions there. The first, we'll take the second one first. So the second one is, can you be worse off by addressing your fear? And then we'll take the other question of,
Right.
Is it always worth addressing fear? We'll take that as the second one because they're two really interesting ones. Can you be worse off by addressing the fear? No, unless you go about it half-cocked. If you go about it kind of without considering the implications. It kind of goes back to the example I gave about heights, for example. So if you completely removed any fear or inhibition about heights at all, so that you were just totally impervious to even the concept of being scared of heights, so that you then did take risks by running along cliff tops in high winds and all that sort of thing, then there's the potential for harm there. Because a healthy respect for the dangers is a good thing to have, and that does manifest itself as a slight fear. If most normal people, most of us, if we were to stand on the top of a ridge on a roof, we'd probably go, I don't like this, I'm feeling a little bit scared here, can I get down please? Even though we have no general fear of heights, put in that extreme situation, the fear kicks in, so it's helpful. So the only way we could be harmed by removing a fear is if we went so overboard that we completely removed all of the safety aspects that fear offers us. And you'd have to really, really go some to be able to remove fear to that extent, because our deep inner systems and deep in our mind is still going to kick these bits in just to go, oh, hang on, okay, I get it, I can go up in the elevator, but I'm still not running along the top of that cliff. That's stretched too far. I'm not prepared to let go of that fear. Because the great thing about our unconscious is our unconscious mind's primary function, if you like, is to keep us alive, keep us safe, protect us. So it's not going to do anything that it perceives could cause us harm. So even if we really go about removing a fear, if there's still an element of protection, it's not going to let us remove that bit that still protects us. It will go, oh, I get it. Yeah, I see spiders aren't. I see now that spiders aren't harmful. Yeah, we can be okay with spiders. That will be fine. Yeah, I see now that snakes. Looking at a picture of a snake is not a problem. That's right. But you know what? I'm still not going to pick up that cobra and start playing with it, because that does pose a threat. So I'm prepared to let. Looking at snakes, I'm prepared to let the fear of that go, but I'm going to cling on to this fear because this does save my life. So it's highly unlikely. You'd really have to go deliberately about it to create the situation whereby getting rid of a fear is dangerous. And the chances are your unconscious mind is just going to go, you know what, we're not going that far. Forget it. Because your unconscious, its primary function is to keep you alive and keep you safe, and there are limits which it will not cross. Now, taking the other question, are there any times where it's not worth getting rid of a fear? Absolutely. If a fear doesn't impact you, it's fine. Why bother? Again, snakes are a good example. If you live in a skyscraper in central London or central New York, and you've got a phobia of snakes, probably not worth bothering about, because you're not going to come across any snakes, really, are you? It's not. I mean, let's face it. You're not going to go strolling down Broadway and find a couple of pythons slithering past you.
Yeah, hopefully
it's
not.
Unlikely. Yeah. So it's probably not worth bothering about. However, if you live in the outback in Australia, it's probably worth doing something about, because there are all manner of the chance of seeing a snake there are much higher. And whilst many of them will attempt to kill you, many of them won't. Either way, it's good to be able to go, you know what, there's a snake, I'm just going to go over this way, rather than go, snake, freeze, panic. So, if you have a fear and it's not causing you any problems at all, then yeah, there could be an argument for not bothering to get rid of it. Because if it's really not causing you a problem, yeah, just let it be. But if it is causing you a problem, if it's holding you back, or if it poses a threat to you, or it's stopping you from doing the things you want to do. So again, that snake, going back to that snake thing, you live in central London, you live in a high-rise flat in London, you've got a fear of snakes, but you want to become a snake handler at London Zoo, then you probably do want to overcome the fear because it's stopping you from doing the things that you want to do. So again, it's about that pain. If having that particular fear isn't causing you any pain, then do you really need to deal with it? I mean, yeah, it would be nice to deal with it, but it's probably not causing you a problem. It's not going to change your life in any particular way. So just focus on the other areas which will have a greater benefit to you. But if it is holding you back, then absolutely go for it.
Okay.